So what did Russ have to say? What did Russell Wilson say yesterday?
Oh, let's play it.
Okay.
Mike, if you have it ready,
all right.
let's just play it.
So Russell Wilson was his first, because as you know, Pete Carroll came on this show and I brought this up to him and he called it old news. And I'm like, well, I haven't spoken to you since this happened. Right. And he's like, all right, I get it. Yeah. And then there's that, his door's open, that there is nothing there. Nothing there. The page has been turned. And it sure sounds like in Russ's world, the page is turned, because he flat out said he didn't ask for a trade. Go for it.
In terms of the trade talks, I think anytime you play professional sports, there's always a possibility of something happening, right? And I think that's just the reality. I think that there's a lot of teams out there that people were saying that I was going to or would go to. I requested a trade. I did not request a trade. I've always wanted to play here, and the reality is, I think calls were getting thrown around and this and that, and I think that's just a reality. But I think at the end of the day, the real reality is that I'm here, and I'm here to win. I'm here to win it all.
He's trying to page. We're all page turning. Jared Goff's page turning. He's page turning.
I don't believe him for a second.
Well, I mean, if the calls were going around. No. Look, if the calls were going around, it's because he went on Dan's show and said he was having a problem with the protection or something like that, and then it was everywhere. There was just conversations that did not seem to be coming from Seattle's camp. It seemed to be coming from his, and there wasn't even an athletic story saying that these are the teams that he would be traded to.
Hey, but here are four very specific exact teams that I would accept a trade to.
But he never said those words out of his mouth into a microphone, which allows him to come and say, I never asked for a trade. But the Bears just happened to call the Seahawks.
Yeah, right.
Because why? Because they were hearing that he was
available.
He wasn't gruntled, he was disgruntled. I don't even know if gruntled is a word.
Is gruntled good?
But here's the deal, man. He's page turned. And as much as you want to sit here and say his lips are moving, but you don't believe what's coming out, as much as anybody wants to say that, the Packers would trade for that in a heartbeat. And I'm not talking about trade for Russ. They would trade for Aaron Rodgers showing up and saying, I never asked for a trade. I don't know what this is all about. Because Russ is there. Russ is there, and he's all go Hawks, and he's go like, Hawks, that's in the past.
Logo hat.
I mean, whenever Pete said that it's old news, it sure seems like it is old news, and there may be an undercurrent that we'll see about in 2022, but he's there in 2021. It's not like we're looking to see, how they're gelling behind the quarterback that they drafted and surprised everybody from last year. Like, the Packers will love Aaron Rodgers to show up and say, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're in this business, things happen, and you got to, set things up just in case, because you never know. And it's not like Seattle was ready to kick him out. It's that he was. But you also heard rumors of Seattle trying to draft quarterbacks. We heard
every year.
We heard that rumor in Dallas the year that it was Baker and Sam Darnold, Lamar and Josh Rosen and Josh Allen. Like, we heard out for the Seahawks this year. We were hearing that before the draft. We're like, what? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure he's heard that too, but still, the word out and was everywhere that he didn't come out and tamp down was that he wanted out. But the fact that he's showing up now saying, I never wanted out. I never specifically asked to want out. I'm just trying to cover my tracks, go Hawks. You could sit here and say what you just said about, like, okay, tell me it's raining when I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But he's there.
He's there. He's not in Hawaii.
He's going to training camp. He's going to training camp, and he'll be there. And Green Bay would take that like in a heartbeat now from their guy. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.